Camera's there. I think it's funny how people are complaining. Well, they were complaining recently. Oh, it's been so warm this winter. You know, back in the day, we used to get several feet of snow. Well, I think that goes to show Mother Nature has a sense of humor, because that's what we got. So it sure is beautiful, though. You know, life can be pretty crazy, especially, you know, since it's 20 something degrees and it's snowing and I'm sweating my ass off. But life is like that, you know. Life always kind of stops me amidst my routine, and I stop and I recognize what's different and what's the same. You know, it's like another level of gratitude. Sometimes you just have to stop and look at these things, you know. I'm not saying you in particular, but when you're really like in tune, life just kind of slows you down and you kind of catch the rhythm that life resonates at, you know. I used to be a paralegal. Well, I'm still a paralegal, but I used to be a paralegal in a law firm in LA on Wilshire Boulevard, and I used to wear a suit and a tie and spit shine shoes, and I took the light rail and the subway, and I was always looking pretty dapper with a nice with a nice haircut, and, you know, fashion of the times, and doing what everyone does, and there's nothing wrong with that. I loved my life then, just like I love my life now, you know. Everything changes. Even living in New York City, the hustle and bustle of the town and all the neat stuff that would happen, you know, that I'd be part of and see. And I knew someday the sounds of the city would be quiet as I retracted back to my home in Los Angeles. You know, think about LA being quiet, but it is in comparison to New York City. It is. So, you know, here I am. I've left Southern California, which I miss, especially sushi and Jack in the Box, okay? I don't have a problem admitting that. But I miss LA. But now I'm living in rural Western Colorado, okay? And I do mean rural. Like, I live in a town, I don't know, there might be 60 people in it. There's a bunch of little houses. It's amazing. It's beautiful. There's a serenity and a spirituality to it. And those places in my life have been fulfilled by that, you know. At the same time, there are parts of the city that I miss. Intelligent minds for great discussions. I used to go to Caltech and watch these amazing lectures. I even met Stephen Hawking twice out on a lunch break when I was working in Pasadena. Now I'm getting to the snow past my knees. I can't go to the spot I used to. Now my socks are going to be soaked. But life has always been amazing, you know. Growing up, people told me, you know, life is tough and then you die. And I've found that to be so far from the truth. You know, the fact that life is just so amazing and beautiful. It takes a certain kind of person to recognize it. I don't know, maybe anyone can. It's just part of the soul that has the ability to stop and see it. There's the town I live in. I'm in one of those houses over there. But look at this. This is so cool, ain't it? And it's not too cold. It's in the 20s. A little breezy, but moving around is just fine. Having a lot of fun. You know what sounds good now? Tacos. Street tacos from LA, you know? But I will guarantee you, there's not a single authentic Mexican street taco within 100 square miles of here. You know, considering that, kind of in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, I am not complaining. There's a few good places to eat around here, but you know, life is amazing. There's a herd out there. They were over here and they heard me coming. Hey kids, look, a deer. They're staring at me. I knew I was going to regret this. I just pulled 6 pounds of snow out of my boots. But I wanted to get up here. I just thought this is cool. This is the closest way to society. Is this highway over here. The next 10 miles is just wilderness until you hit the next town, which is sizable. You have restaurants and stuff, a little theater. This is the railroad, which is Union Pacific. Used to be Denver and Rio Grande. Oh, this area used to be coal mines for the last almost 200 years. And this town is it's not even a town, it's a historic mining camp. And someone's got a campfire going on down there. Where's that plow at? Okay, see that guy? Right there, there's a fire. That's interesting. Well, you know, you got to keep warm. This is the West Elk Mountains. This is part of the West Elk Loop. Sorry, that thing's in the way. This is my little town. It was all originally built for managers and staff of the mine that used to be here, and there's only one more left about a mile up. The freight train just came by. They'll load in a couple hours. They'll sit over there at the main crossing to get their track warrant control. It's blind territory. There's no CTC here for those railroaders to head back. Otherwise, the terminus end of the line is just a few more miles up there. I don't think it might have gone up further at some point, but who knows? You know, up here on top of the hill, this is a cemetery, you know, from people that used to live here within the last 100 years. Visibility's down because it's snowing again. On the way down the hill. So I knew what I was going to talk about, but forgot. Sorry. Well, talk to you later.